Challenges for what?
So you can challenge like how.
Oh, the challenge plays. Yeah, I mean, look, I think it's a great change. I think anything, that's gives the coaches a little bit more jurisdiction over a few things, I think is good. And so, we certainly spent time as a staff talking about it and how to best challenge and how to best use our time, how to best use our challenges. And so, we're excited to see how it goes, but I think it'll be a good process. I think we've got a good process in place.
And then my last one, what do you think the biggest impact from you guys all being together at boot camp was?
I think you get some camaraderie with the team. I think our communication gets better. Just build some bonds. Look, we were at a place, there's no cell phone service. You're in a cabin with everybody else, so you're in close quarters, and just think there's some bonds that can be built over that time that you can't do elsewhere.
Well, there's an unprecedented influx of international flavor in this game this season. There's more than 20 former overseas pros who have come to the ACC. Is this a trend that's going to continue in your mind?
I think so. Look at the new rules.
Yeah.
You used to couldn't give a guy a donut. Now you can go pay their buyout. I think that certainly the schools you're familiar with, Virginia's got some really good ones. Virginia Tech's got a great one. And so I think that, look, it's just opened up a new market. And those kids, before, a lot of those kids didn't necessarily want to come over here because you couldn't make money, or you couldn't make as much money as you were making over there. Two, you had the amateurism issues. Now everybody's eligible. You signed that you played professionally for you had to play professionally to play for your national team. You play for your national team, you automatically get a year of eligibility. Everybody can get a year. Everybody can get a year now that's a pro over there. So I think it's opened up new markets. And look, when you've got a lot of schools like ours are that are academically oriented, a lot of times those international kids are pretty good students. They're really good students. You can get them in school. They're very appreciative of the opportunity to be here. I think they have a level of appreciation of the opportunity to be in the United States, opportunity to be in college that maybe some of our Americans don't always have. So I think that they're really good ads for most teams, and I don't see the trend stopping as long as the rules and everything, stays as they are.
How different is the international game to the American game? How quickly do you anticipate internationals being able to adjust to the college?
Yeah, I think they'll adjust. I think it's harder to adjust from the college game to the international game. I was over at a Euro Cup game last month. I was sitting on the floor, at the floor seats. If you look at the physicality in that game, Valanciunas was playing, who's in the NBA, and he's playing against high school kids. If you look at the physicality in that game, there's not 10 high school kids that could play in that game, much less maybe 5 that could play and make an impact. And then, so I think that, and there was former ACC players in the game. There's a former SEC player in the game. Those guys, I think, have a harder time adjusting to the international game than the internationals do to the American game.
Coach, you've got 2 transfers specifically, Terrence and Trey, that come from some really successful programs. What was it about those 2 guys that maybe made you go out and target them the way that you did? And also, what have you seen from them early on that maybe you have or have not surprised you?
I think winning's a habit. We have 6 guys on our team that won NCAA tournament games last year. Terrence obviously played in the national championship. Trey played in the Elite 8. Darian, who's here with us, played in the Elite 8. And so I think Terrence is a disruptor defensively. His offensive game's better than he's been able to show, and I think he's going to be able to show that for us. And Trey's somebody that was a captain at Michigan State. He's a leader. He's tough. Get in your face. He's gritty, grimy, kind of like we like it. And so I think he's somebody that brings an edge to our team, and is somebody that our fans are going to like, and probably the rest of the league won't like so much.
Is there a particular guy on this team? At least from my own personal opinion, very, just interesting personality in the way that you kind of get at it. And not afraid to, you don't bite your tongue. You say how you feel that it is. Is is there someone on this team that's kind of embraced and just kind of have a very similar personality and mentality than they take to be able to?
Yeah, man, I think we got a lot of guys like that. I think Holloman's like that. I think Copeland's like that. I think those two are for sure like that. And, you know, that's what you want. I mean, as a coach, you recruit guys that fit your personality. You know, sometimes you got to ask yourself in recruiting, you know, would I rather play against this guy twice a year or be with this guy every day? And you want to take the guys you're going to be with every day, and you let loose the ones you don't worry about playing against twice a year. And so I think that you know, I think Copeland and Holloman for sure have that edge to them that I like.
You didn't have a lot of time between when the league announced it was pivoting from 20 to 18 games to then reset your non-conference. What are the games that you ended up adding because of that decision? What was your thinking that went into that?
Yeah, I think the league did a great job going from 20 to 18 games. I think it was a very smart move. Now, we had a little bit of a heads up that it was heading that way. So it wasn't like when it got announced that was official, but we had a pretty good heads up that it was heading towards 18 games. We added the Ole Miss game in Greensboro. I felt like what really changed for us is we wasn't anticipating our two permanent